Hello lovely book nerd friends, my name is Megan and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new, and welcome to today's video, my October TBR. For this month, we are bringing back the TBR jar in order to get some reading prompts and figure out what the heck we are reading. I know October is the spooky months. I'm more of a winter Christmas person, but I'm still gonna try to fit in at least one or two like mystery thrillers, if I can, within the prompts that are given to me. Today we are going to pick 8 times out of the jar, and yeah, without further ado, let's just hop on in. So, we're gonna go for something from the bottom, and this, my handwriting is terrible, so I'm not gonna show you guys, but you gotta trust, you know? The first in a series is our first prompt. For this prompt, I'm going to go with Finley Donovan is Killing It, because I saw there was a sequel or companion novel to this coming out, I think early 2022, and therefore I'm counting it as the first in a series. This is an adult mystery. It follows a Finley Donovan who is a single mother and who is an author, I believe, and she goes to pitch her recent ideas to her agent and is mistaken for a hit woman, and because she is low on money, I believe she actually accepts the job and is going to try to become a hit woman. I've heard a lot of incredible things about this, and the fact that it's also very humorous as well as kind of mystery, like a mystery thriller kind of thing. So I feel it's appropriate to read in the month of October. This is one I wanted to get on my TBR as it is a new acquisition in my bookish collection. So, number 1 on this TBR. On to our second pick. Obviously, I will not put the prompts back. I do at the end of the month, but not beforehand. Let's go with this one. Oh god, what is this? Read a book for current season. Wow, okay. These are all coming to me nicely, aren't they? So, for this one, I'm definitely going with Kingdom of the Curse by Karen Miscalco, which is an October release. It releases October 5th, and I'm so incredibly excited for this. This is the sequel and conclusion to Kingdom of the Wicked, which I read recently and adored. Karen Miscalco is my all-time favorite author due to the Stalking Jack the Ripper series, but I also loved Kingdom of the Wicked. And fantasy for me is definitely something that is more of a seasonal thing. I'm more of a romance reader, therefore it works for this prompt. This also has to do with Princes of Hell, which I feel like is very spooky-ish. If you don't know what this series is about, it follows a main character named Amelia, whose twin sister got murdered at the beginning of the first book, and in order to redeem her sister and understand what happened and why the world is unraveling around her, she teams up with one of the 7 princes of Hell, who is Wrath, and they kind of go on an adventure, and a lot of complicated political and mythical things happen in the book. I love it. Karen Miscalco's writing is my favorite, and therefore, you know, I have 3 copies of it pre-ordered. I feel it belongs on the TBR. Let's go for the next one with this right here, which, Gifted. Honestly, these things, they are just coming to me, and I'm not mad about it because I already had this on the sidelines because I really want to get to it this month, and that is Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. This is the sequel to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which I adored. I read it earlier this year for Becca's 48-hour bookathon, and ever since I have been wanting to get this. I actually was gifted this on my birthday from one of my old friends, so thank you very much. This is a mystery YA series. It follows a main character, I cannot talk today, named Pip, who goes to the school and everybody has to do like a senior project, I guess. That's kind of how it works. And so she decides to do hers on a murder that happened in their town where this girl got murdered and then her boyfriend committed suicide, and everybody just kind of thought, you know, the boyfriend did it, whatever, case closed. However, our main character doesn't think it's actually the case, and she goes and creates her own investigation and starts pulling on threads that my camera caught me off mid-sentence, but what I was saying is our main character is pulling on threads that she probably shouldn't be, and This one actually follows her after the events of that year has happened, and her podcast about it went viral, and she is going to investigate the disappearance of someone she knows when the police won't do anything about it. It really fits current events as well as spooky season, so I'm very excited. My cat apparently says hello. This TBR is messy. She keeps interrupting me. So, moving on. I picked my 4th book, but that also got cut off in the footage. The book was big book, like 400, 500 plus pages, and for that I'm going with The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas, who is also known as the Bibliothèque on Instagram. I purchased this back, I think, in February when she self-published it, because I love her Instagram, and it's been getting rave reviews on TikTok and Twitter and Instagram ever since. It was actually just purchased by a big publisher for the rights, as well as the rights to her next book, and honestly I've wanted to read this book ever since the day I got it, but I am the kind of person who's like, oh, I need this to go well in my life in order for me to pick up a book I think will be like one of my all-time favorites. I don't want this year to end without me reading this, and I am in a big romance mood, so we're putting this on the TBR. This is 470 pages, so it definitely fits the prompt. Not spooky at all, but I'm just so incredibly excited for this one. On to number 5. I'm sorry this is so chaotic. We'll go with this one. Out of Comfort Zone. Not really feeling this month. Okay, let me think about this one. I'm gonna go with Fable by Adrienne Young for this one. This is a YA fantasy with like pirates and boats and that kind of thing, which fantasy, as I mentioned previously, is definitely out of my comfort zone. However, this sounded incredible to me because I love anything to do with pirates, and I mean anything, whether that be movies, any sort of media, books, stories. The aesthetic of pirates, everything kind of calls out to me, and so this is the first in a duology. I just also really love the cover, and yeah, I think that out of all the daunting books on my TBR, this is one I could get to and most likely enjoy, which is the aim of the game, you know? So, going on the TBR, as I don't know much more about it, I can't tell you much more. It says, welcome to a world made dangerous by the sea and those who wish to profit from it, where a young girl must find her place in her family while trying to survive in a world built for men. Fable takes you on a spectacular journey filled with romance, intrigue, and adventure. I'm sold. This kind of reminds me of Daughter of the Pirate King, which I loved, so very happy. We're going with the next one, and I'm gonna go with this booktuber fave, which is perfect because I have a video idea planned for this month, and then this fits in perfectly. I'm going to read The Charm Offensive by Alison Cochrane. This was loved by Emily at Emily Boucher, whose channel I will leave down below, and she gave this 5 stars. This follows, it says, the real love story happens behind the scenes. This is kind of like The Bachelor inspired, where we follow, I don't know if this is it's dual perspective. Okay, it follows 2 main characters. One of the characters is the newest bachelor on this TV show called Ever After, and the other works in the production team. However, our main character, who is on The Bachelor, I believe has some issues with like actually being on and like conversing with other people, and so he works closely with the other character to kind of make it appear all more natural, and you know, the production team is trying to help smooth out the bumps in the road, and they end up falling in love that way because they get to spend so much time together. This is a male-male romance. It sounds absolutely phenomenal, and everybody has been raving about this, so on the TBR it goes. 2 more, and I will pick this one. Goodreads again? Oh god. This is where I scroll on Goodreads, and any book that pops up that I own, haven't read, and it isn't like the millionth in a series I haven't started, we're going with, so I will screen record from my phone. Why is this not? Thank you. And let's go on Goodreads. This is always very stressful. Okay, this, don't own, haven't read, don't own. DNF'd, The Cool Prince, don't have that. Really want to read Firekeeper's Daughter, but I don't own it. The Weight of Water, no. The Kiss Quotient! Heck yeah! This is good, y'all. This is good stuff. Okay, I can stop recording. I am sorry to all headphone users for that freaking scream that came out of me, but we're reading The Kiss Quotient. The reason I'm super excited is because in September for Bookopoly, I read The Heart Principle. Absolutely fell in love with it, and this is part of the same standalone series, and this one follows Stella and Michael, and essentially I believe Stella is on the autism spectrum, and this is Own Voices because the author of these books also is, and her family is pressuring her into getting into a relationship and getting married. However, she's kind of unfamiliar with the grounds that come with a relationship. She's only had sexual relations 3 times, and so she hires this male escort to kind of teach her before she goes and gets into a relationship. And usually he wouldn't agree to seeing clients multiple times, but he does for some reason, and they end up falling in love, and that just sounds freaking fantastic, and I cannot wait for this, hence the little scream. My camera is struggling today, so it kind of cut me off when I picked the last prompt, but it was 2021 release, and for that I'm going to add Pages & Co. The Book Smugglers by Anna James, which is the 4th book in the overall Pages & Co. series, and the 1st book in this new branch of a series that follows some middle grade characters. The first series follows Tilly, who is a book wanderer, which means she can go into books and books can come out, and there's this whole mystery and stuff going on. I don't want to spoil any of the series, and in this one we follow Oscar, who Tilly meets in the 3rd book, who rides this train with his uncle and they actually smuggle books. I don't want to explain how they're connected, but I'm reading this, I'm very hyped. I needed at least some form of middle grade in this TBR. This comes out in November in the US and Canada, but I got myself a UK copy, so I want to read it. It came out September 21st. So yes, also these books, stunning, just stunning, love it. It's definitely up there with all the other books that I love in the middle grade genre, like Amari and the Night Brothers, the Nevermore series, as well as The Mystery of Black Hollow Lane. So, if my camera doesn't cut me off again, we are reading these books in October, plus Kingdom of the Cursed, which I feel like I'm going to do wonderfully at, and I'm so excited for all of these. The jar was very kind to me this month. It's my camera that wasn't. So yes, thank you so much for watching up to here. If you have, best of luck with your reading this month. Leave me a yellow emoji in the comments if you made it this far, and I'll see you very soon with another video. Bye guys, happy reading!